greatest tools that a habitat manager has for whitetails is creating hinge cut bedding areas. And there's sometimes some controversy with that because, you know, there's foresters that don't want to cut down a bunch of timber that might be valuable. And then there's guys that are cutting way too much. And this is an example of creating precision bedding area cutting using hinge cutting as a tool. And this area behind me is just a short bench here. It's probably only about 1/3 of an acre, half acre at most. This area supports 4 different tree stands within 80 to 100 yards where I'm at. And this is a great focal point. But most importantly, we can get in and out of these tree stands around here, and for the most part, not spook the deer that would be bedding in here. Now with hinge cutting, very important. Aside from the normal safety precautions, really what you can do wrong mostly with a hinge cut is just simply making it too thick. And yes, it can be too thick for deer bedding. We want simple walkthroughs, we want brush line on the side, we want regeneration, we want full sun coming into this area. So again, we're dropping the large popple. We're going to try to hinge some of the birch, we'll hinge some of the ash, we're going to cut the ironwood out of here. So we're going to get sunlight onto the ground, great forage, but most importantly, you can't make a perfect bedding area unless it's in the perfect spot. So now we've got all the timber down, it's just a matter of going in, opening it up so the deer can freely move throughout all the down timber, all the hinge cuts, and get in and out. You know, a lot of people wonder what size bedding area they should make. It really depends on how many deer you think are going to bed there. You know, for example, here we have about 40 acres of cover in this location, in this property. And a bedding area like this behind me, it's about a half acre. Might hold 5 deer, might hold 10. Might hold 1 or 2 bucks, might hold 1 buck during the rut. Bottom line is, it's an adequate size. It doesn't need to be any larger. We can place another bedding area 200 yards away on another knoll or a flat bench, down in a flat bottom, and we can start to separate these deer. I mean, most importantly, this bedding area offers precision. We know for a fact that deer will bed here during the hunting season. That's important because we know where those deer are when we get into our stands. It's important because we know where they're coming from, where they're going to. And if we have that precision and that movement and that definition of travel, then we know where to put our stands and how to access the land without spooking deer. So we can get around this property by making a precision half-acre bedding area and knowing exactly where the deer are going to be traveled to in the morning and where they're going to be traveling out of at night. Now we cut this in the wintertime and we get all this regeneration and we get the brush settling down, and it's important that you go back in here and open it up for deer. Deer require a little space, so it doesn't hurt to come in with a saw and give it to them. Well, and there you go. A little bit of elbow grease and 10-15 minutes of work, and we have this area opened up now so the deer can actually get in here and use it. We've taken all the branches we've cut and carted them off to the side. But it's real important, you know, that kind of use a general guide. If you can walk through here pretty easily without having to bend, stoop, and climb, it's just about right for deer.